So, beach setup. Z notices that Storm is all over the place, and dare I say, Z might be getting the ick.
This is one of Storm's first of many tests as bosun. The dragon he must slay is this 9-chaired beach set.
Yeah.
Shut up, Storm.
Yeah.
Shut up.
I love that. Welcome aboard another brand spanking new episode of Another Below Deck Podcast. My name is Dylan. I'm saddled up next to one real Nicholas Davis.
Ahoy, mateys.
That produced the podcast over there. Hi, my glasses.
Permission to come aboard.
Permission granted.
Permission granted. What's up?
It's super fucking hot. That's what's up.
Yep. We'll talk about it on another podcast show. If you haven't subscribed to that, it's the show where we really get wacky, get goofy, jab, josh, goof, and ball about really whatever is at top of mind. Any other public service announcements?
We're going to do a live show on October 8th in the desert, Palm Springs. We'll get more details out, I promise, by the next episode, because I know people want to fly out and book rooms and stuff. But I believe it's going to be at the V Hotel in Palm Springs, and we're going to give like a little code to get you a discount on the room if you want to make a weekend.
So yeah, come on out. The V, baby. It's Palm Springs. It's October 8th. It's us.
Get your V card back.
Take it back. We'll give it. Well, no, not that. Also, it's one of those nights, everybody. 65 ads, okay? So we're going to get through them. But if you want to have an ad-free version of the show, go to patreon.com/Another Podcast Network. So, big episode to get into. I say that every time before I've pulled up the notes or really had any kind of recollection about the episode. And I think that leads us into Thoughts and Pots. What did we think about the episode?
Error. We actually, before Thoughts and Pots,
Yep.
have errors and omissions, which I mentioned before the show. But
Mhm.
I missed something, and this one's an omission. This is, of course, where I point out places where we erred and things we omitted.
Yep.
And this one was on me, fellas. I was really excited to bring this to light because I didn't see anybody talking about on the interwebs. But we just completely glossed over a vicious attack on Captain Sandy from an ex-employee. Do you guys remember that pigeon that flew up and attacked Sandy?
Mm-mm.
Oh, it happened. There was a pigeon and it attacked Sandy.
Yeah, I wonder why we don't remember.
We mentioned it. You said something about the pigeon, I believe, even
Really?
attacking her. And it did. And I actually looked closer at the tape, but this just wasn't any pigeon. Let's watch and see what really happened here.
Oh
my God. It was
Chef Spaz.
Oh my God.
Is that Chef Spaz?
Yep.
How did we miss that? That's so blatant that it's a bird with a human head on top of it. I don't know how the fuck we don't remember that.
Wow.
Dude, that's so fucking crazy.
I wonder how he's doing. I guess he's a bird now.
He's a pigeon.
He's
always
a bird now.
He always called him a pigeon.
Oh.
You guys don't even remember that you called him a pigeon, but he is a pigeon, which is in fact where this joke derived from. And can you believe it? No one's talking about this.
What I can't believe is that you didn't pick up on the fact that me and Pat were, in fact, joking about the joke that we knew that we had joked about. And to be honest,
I don't think he remembered the pigeon at all.
Kind of.
Okay, well, guys,
Well,
that's a
Nick,
bird now. That is a huge error and omission.
Now, what this little bit of yours has caused is get ready for some DMs in your iPhone the night this episode aired.
Why is that?
Matt likes Nick.
Oh, really? Yeah, well, that's good. So, fucking shame on us, man. I mean, that's quite a transformation that we missed, just glossed over.
And, a tease, but maybe we're going to have a Below Deck Med chef come in the studio.
Well, this
so
episode will have already
crazy.
aired. And,
That's a good point.
yeah.
Either way, it's not Chef Matt, Spaz, Pigeon.
So, what did we think of this episode tonight?
Pretty great episode. Natasha continues to be a succubus.
Okay.
Chef Dave, I think, really improvement. He was kind of fun.
Oh,
Kyle in the doldrums, a little hangover, hangover,
Yeah.
and some fun interaction between an unlikely duo between Jason and Kyle, which
Yeah.
I enjoyed. I thought it was a pretty fun episode.
Yeah.
Some pretty boring charter guests. 80 knots.
Wow.
I'm in a good mood.
That's not 72. I'll go next. When you miss somebody, you do have a bit of a hangover. Longing is a tough thing to go through. And Kyle still shines despite that this episode. California Elevated got a lot of fun stuff to say about food this evening. I'm concerned about Dave, and I'm concerned about the unity aboard home, but we'll get to all of it.
Okay.
4 pots.
Are you saying could be a
Great.
broken home?
Yep.
Oh.
Yeah, I do.
I thought it was a
Saying
weird
that.
episode. The direction was odd too. Did you guys look? In all fairness, it was 11 o'clock at night when I started watching this thing, and I had a bottle of Pinot in me, of course.
Mm-hmm.
And so
Well,
I
your leg
couldn't
will
tell-
shake if you don't.
well, exactly. I couldn't tell if it looked different or if I was, I was different as I was watching it. Was it a different type of episode? I mean, they always have like dildos and stuff like that, but
Yeah.
they were being passed around.
What's the question?
Oh, did it look like it was shot differently? Like they're going a new direction?
Different lenses?
Yeah. No,
I didn't notice that at
No.
all.
all right.
no,
Well,
no,
all right.
no.
Okay. Well, then never mind. But I'll say that I am.
Because that's a kind of stark thing that you really notice, like perfect example. I mean, look at the films directed by Peter Jackson, and then look at the horseshit that is now on Amazon Prime. They're different lenses. You know what I mean?
from the same director.
No.
Can we talk about that?
Lord of the
APS?
Rings. Yeah, we'll talk about it on APS.
Oh, that thing. Oh
Yeah.
my God. My wife's like, how is it? I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm not watching that piece of garbage.
No. It's fine.
She-
We got to give it some time.
she-
We got to give it some time.
She thought it was House of Dragons, which is phenomenal.
All right. We'll talk about it on APS. We got to get the blow down.
That's the kind of stuff we gaff and goob and goof.
Yeah, we
about
do
on
it all.
Another
We do it
show.
all.
All right, the thing all right, there was a lot of fighting. Yeah, it was sad seeing Kyle coming off that, that best night of his life, and then kind of how, you do ecstasy all night, and of course the next day it's the worst day of your life because you're coming off it, you're coming down. And feel
I've
like
been
crap.
there, brother. I've been on my friend's back in the front row of David Guetta and Kelly Rowland dancing like I've never danced before in my life. The next day, you need some liquid IV.
There is no free lunches when you're trying to
Not
melt into
nature.
another
Not
human.
in nature.
So, but I like Chef Dave a lot. I'd love to talk to that guy.
It'd be a dream come true, to be honest.
Yeah, and I'm enjoying his redemption. I think it's going to be a fun last 6 episodes. I hope he does start going out to the bar because I want him to meet some new women out there. He's not a bad-looking guy, and he's now that he has his confidence back. Women are very attracted to that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's called Mojo. The entire second or third,
I believe second.
Austin Powers was
He's
about
get his
it.
mojo back.
Yeah.
Yeah. 70 pots.
My mojo got crossed with their mojo, and our Mojo Nations got crossed, and the head started popping
So
off.
we are hot off the heels of one of the greatest love stories ever told on this show, but M. Night Shyamalan
Oh, in the comments, someone said microaggression from Dylan every time he says Shammy Man. Please stop making fun of people's pronunciation names. I don't want you to stop, but that narrative is
So
out there.
Sandy is concerned about the wind, and Kyle is worried about the 25 days he has left before he can, quote unquote, ride Frank like a pony. Top acquired, but we've got more important things to discuss, like the preferentiate meeting.
Dun, 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 dun. Mother-daughter duo for the primaries, Lisa Moore and Shelby Guller from Medford, New Jersey and Venice, California, respectively. Lisa Moore and her daughter Shelby Guller have been looking to plan a fabulous getaway for themselves and some of Shelby's childhood friends. Lisa is a highly sought-after divorce lawyer in Medford, New Jersey, and Shelby works as an advertising writer in Los Angeles area.
Dude, that must be a packed schedule. Divorce lawyer in New Jersey? My God.
Joining them are Shelby's friends Aurora, Dakota, and Rachel, which, Aurora and Dakota. I think these kids went to Los Feliz Daycare.
Right.
And Rachel, who work in the medical field. Also joining them are friends Alex, a New Jersey teacher, Monique, who works in account advertising in the Santa Monica area, and Kelsey, a successful PR manager for a single malt scotch company.
Oh, wow. I wonder which one it is.
Glenlivet.
Yep.
These ladies have worked to establish their careers and are in need of some rest and relaxation. Living by a work hard, play hard mantra that is required to come aboard one of these vessels.
Fuck yeah.
This group of longtime Bessies are looking to add fun into every experience they have during charter. Their first night, they would like to have a sunset drinks on the beach with s'mores, followed by a 70s themed evening as an ode to their love of ABBA.
Yeah, okay.
I bet Pat would have had thoughts on that. So unfortunately, he's not here.
They stink.
On the second night, Shelby is hoping to surprise Monique and Aurora with a birthday cake for their recent birthdays. And after dinner, the ladies want to party the night away during their Guys and Dollies party, dressing up as their favorite celebs, Guy Fieri and Dolly Parton. And that concludes the preference sheet meeting. And they want elevated Californian.
Yeah, so career women, they want elevated Californian fare. Excited to get into that.
You know what I didn't see on the preference sheet meeting? Pink dildos.
Well, we'll get to Steven. We have plenty to talk about Steven. But we have the wind also going to be an issue, as it almost always is. Elevated Californian, like I said. Guy Fieri and Dolly Parton party. Two favorite celebrities of theirs. I can kind of get down with that. We've spoken of my love for Guy Fieri many, many times. He is much more than donkey sauce and blonde spikes. So,
and Dolly's much more than a pair of tits.
Giant voice she has. So Storm talks about the pressure and responsibility that he has now. If things go wrong, that it's on him, you know. And it's like, Storm, come on, man. We all know this. You're giving us the ick now. I mean, you've acquired the ick weeks ago, I think, but I don't know. I'm starting to catch the ick for Storm a little bit.
It did happen weeks ago for me, and it's only gotten ickier. He is acting like this calling, this opportunity to become the bosun.
Calling is such a good word for it.
Is his responsibility. It is time for him to pull Excalibur out of the stone.
Right.
But he doesn't know if he has it in him to take a... Shut up! Shut up, Storm! It's not that big of a deal. Just put the jet skis in the water and shut up.
So let's...
He's an imperfect Storm.
Let's move on to more Jason being the odd man out. Z and Courtney are talking about whether or not scallops and octopus are fish. And Z is just fucking dying. I mean, it's like Dice is on board and he's a decky. But it's at this point where I think Jason has decided... I'm fucking done. I'm done. I mean, he spins around at them laughing about scallops and octopus, and he's just, I give up.
Incredible. Really funny, though, when he's like, I miss Reagan. Against all odds.
Yeah.
He's like, if only I knew.
See, like, these are the moments of levity that we get from Jason, which, you know, he is a little petulant little asshole from time to time, but there's something there. And, you know, if he was cast on a different show, I think that he would have more to contribute. But he's just with these freaking dorks.
And he's like this...
And we love those dorks, but, you know.
Yeah, Z, you were just smiling at that scallop shit with his fresh fade. He's fun.
Z's hilarious.
But
so is Courtney.
I can see how Jason got on the show, like the story that he wrote probably on a piece of paper, and they interviewed him like, oh, you used to be in the corporate world, and now you like to sew, and you have a ponytail, you're going to be perfect. But no, he's kind of a wet blanket stick in the mud. Yeah. And unfortunately, he's surrounded by these dorks.
So Natasha and Dave time in the kitchen. Nick, why don't you take this one?
She's a succubus and she asked for a hug. Is this the part we're talking about?
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know why I had in my notes that you would be the one that had material on this, and I don't doubt that you are. I'm just confused as to why I threw to you, and then, you know, with us being the only two in the room and our voices going back and forth for the last 5 minutes, it seemed odd to throw it to you, you know, now that Pat has walked back into the room.
So we're done the preference sheet meeting. Did you guys talk about anything else? Because I have some thoughts about Dave.
Okay, well,
this is actually a pretty perfect time for those thoughts.
Yeah, that's where we're at.
We finished the preference sheet meeting. We talked about how Storm is annoying. I had a pretty
he is getting annoying.
That was good.
I made him laugh, and then now we're in the galley.
Oh, sure. Okay, so this is what happens when you start getting your confidence back. Guys, did you know how long it takes for someone to get over someone?
You said a
30
month.
30 days.
Yeah, you said a month.
3 weeks to 3 months. But then you can be over. So this person that
That's
you're
a hell
obsessing,
of a window. My
yeah,
God.
yeah. My longest was probably about a month. It was pretty painful. Mm-hmm.
Lana.
No. I didn't miss her at all. I couldn't wait to get away from her. She was mean. Tried to kill me with a glass.
You got to avoid the hour a day just staring at old pictures and wailing.
That's not part of it.
That doesn't help.
That's not part of it. Well, what were you saying about the 303?
Oh, yeah. So Dave, I think he's actually fast line this motherfucking thing. Fast trained or whatever the word is, because he's already got a little more color in his face. He's looking good.
Right.
He made, I think, a good decision, at least on this first night out where they're uncoupled, to not go out and just, get some rest. You're going to be better for it. And of course, she sniffs this out. And she wants him back. This is already starting.
Absence.
It's already starting.
Makes the heart grow.
No, treat them like mud, dirt. They stick like mud.
I don't like that
They're
one.
a little bit of the same thing.
Totally. I don't think that this is indicative of any confidence being gained. I think it's indicative of him still being... he's pried his ankle out of the bear trap, but his foot is still in there and bleeding. And that is why he's welcoming
his shirt's still caught.
Right, exactly. He can't rip it free for some reason. So that's what I think this is. I don't think he's any more confident.
And I understand they're all alcoholic C-rats, but it's a wise move at and this is right around the time. Get that rest day in and don't go out. It's going to be the same bullshit out there. Smart move, Dave. Except Frank Sinatra said, I feel sorry for people who don't drink, because when they wake up, it's the best they'll feel all day.
He said that.
Mm-hmm.
What a drug.
I'm going to take that.
Yeah, no, that's a great line. And also, Dave avoided hanging in the door jamb and staring at his coworkers like his jaw is missing. So let's get to a little meanwhile. Sandy lets everybody know that they are going to be picking up them somewhere else because of wind, and then the provisions arrive. And it looks like we've got a fair bit of stuff. And this adds more fuel to the Tosh versus Natalia fire. Now, Natalia calls her the worst provisioner she's ever worked with. I mean, it sounds like me on Postmates, you just get way too much stuff.
And it seems like, we usually get, 15 to 25 seconds provisions. It seems like a super low bar to be competent, or just within the rest of...
Just putting in a big Amazon order,
just the middle ranking of provisioners, but to be pointed out as the worst. Natasha sucks at her job.
Yeah.
She has basically no redeeming qualities except she's pretty initially.
No. She's got redeeming qualities because she's young and we all have problems.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. She likes to party.
Okay, so let's get to another undocking. They bring the lines in and they bring the bows in, and all the ships and things go well as they get past the pizzas. God damn it, I cannot fucking wait for to be continued for next week when we see that Storm is fine. So, Storm is a good leader, and Courtney is a good Courtney. But Storm, it would seem, cannot lead Indiana J. He assigns him the polishing of the stainless, and we'll get to that grenade exploding. So we've got a bit of an issue here. We've got to drop anchor. Now, Sandy's got some explaining to do. And I know I'm not a sea rat. I don't have, an intimate knowledge of the ins and outs of this stuff, but it sounds like you're just dropping anchor.
It's a lot of weight.
And then you're just doing it one more time on the other side. I don't understand why this is such a big deal, Yeah.
Because of the possibility of what could and did happen, Dylan.
Yeah. The boat starts spinning around, and then those two anchors on either side.
Right, but the coaching up on the actual dropping of the anchors, it just doesn't.
Yeah, just pull a lever,
dude.
Just
pull this. You just do it twice.
Yeah,
it's just crazy.
That part is the simplistic part. It's everything after that you need to watch out for, I think.
All right, so they make it look like a V, and good job.
I think you can do it, Storm. Fulfill your destiny.
Past Storm's history about why his terrible childhood imbued him with a distrust in people. And let's take a break to talk about a very important company. That is Rothy's.
I love Rothy's. I'm so proud to have them as a sponsor.
Oh, me too, man. Rothy's are head-turning. They really are, and they allow you to express yourself. And when you have a new obsession, it feels really good, you know, and Rothy's could be your new everyday shoe obsession. Rothy's shoes give you right out of the box comfort. They come in amazing styles and colorways, and you can wash them transitioning from summer to fall is easy with Rothy's. And guys, their best sellers, you may have heard of the Point and the Flat from Rothy's, but they also make insanely comfortable sneakers, loafers, and ankle boots, and even more. The best part is everything Rothy's makes is better for the planet. They've repurposed millions of single-use plastic bottles into their signature thread that goes into all their shoes, okay? They're comfortable, washable, durable, and they got style. So step up your shoes and accessories this summer and get ready to be asked, are those Rothy's? Plus, get $20 off your first purchase at rothys.com/belowdeck. That's rothys.com/belowdeck.
Personal testimony. You have to own these. You have to own them. I wore a pair back to my high school reunion. This kid Derek comes up to me to say hi. We start making small talk. I'm about, 3 minutes into talking about how, I have the #1 Below Deck podcast on the world. And he glares down. He just says, are those Rothy's?
Yeah.
That's all he wanted to talk about.
That's amazing. You didn't care that you have the #1 Below Deck
podcast in the world.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
He was just talking about the shoes.
And what was what were you doing with them?
So I heard one of the difficult things of like remote working from home is like
nobody sees your drip.
Well, that, and also just feeling like you're at work.
Right.
It's like you get out of bed. It's like, oh, I could go sit at the computer. Sometimes I sit there like naked working on stuff before I hop in the shower. I'm like, just fucking operate like a normal human being.
Right.
But I heard a way to combat ADD is get ready for the day and put on your shoes.
Right.
So I just like to sit there at home with only my Rothy's on, just typing away at the computer.
Naked.
Yeah, and it feels like...
So you're like a gorilla with a computer, but with shoes on.
Yeah, and it's like no difference
That's
than going
cool.
to a regular office.
Hey, so another incredible sponsor that is sponsoring us tonight is Athletic Greens. I started taking AG1 because I felt sluggish in the morning, okay? And you don't want to feel sluggish in the morning because that is what sets your day up. So what's with this stuff? With one delicious scoop of AG1, you're absorbing 75 high-quality vitamins, minerals, whole food-sourced ingredients, probiotics, and adaptogens to help you start your day right, okay? I take it in the morning, little scoop. It can be cold, it can be warm, it can be matcha, it can be pineapples, it can be whatever you want to put in it. And it's a lifestyle-friendly thing, whether you eat keto, paleo, vegan, dairy-free, or gluten-free. AG1 is a small micro-habit with big benefits. It's one thing you can do every single day to take great care of yourself. Also, it's cheaper than getting all the different supplements yourself, okay? The creator of this found out how difficult that was. That's why he created Athletic Greens, and that's why it has over 7,000 five-star reviews, okay? So, to make it easy, Athletic Greens is going to give you a free 1-year supply of immune-supporting vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase. All you have to do is visit athleticgreens.com/belowdeck. Again, that's athleticgreens.com/belowdeck to take ownership over your health and pick up the ultimate daily nutritional insurance. So let's get back to the show. So, Dave is fucking amped. Hump day, downhill here from here, sunshine. Who is this guy? Who is this guy?
I feel like this is the disposition he has when he's out there shredding gnar.
Right. Or in his squirrel suit. Mm-hmm. So let's talk about Storm versus Indiana J. The stainless has not been polished. Now, it sounds like a bit of miscommunication, but my God, does Courtney go in on him in the OTFs? This guy's taken 35 years to learn how to polish steel.
Slow your roll. You're going to be 35 someday there, Court.
Come on.
How about you falling off the chair at Watch What Happens Live reunion last year, you fucking drunk?
Whoa. Okay. So, anything more on this?
I almost said something that definitely would have been cut.
Yeah, all right. Let's get to somber music and Tosh regretting her choice to live life as a sea rat. This is a ritualistic encyclical panic. Excuse me. A ritualistic encyclical panic that, each and every yachty goes through at least once a charter. She said something about her dad and grandpa, but the whole thing got kicked off because of a text from the cheater. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
This guy is fucking bipolar.
Yeah.
They haven't seen each other, and he's oscillating between sending her nasty messages and you're the hardest worker I've ever met.
Right.
Lots of mood swings.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he's concerned she's fucking Dave.
Yeah.
Right.
And as we know, he also likes to party.
And Natasha knows how to fix it. Hey, sister, can you text my crazy ex-boyfriend/boyfriend to stop texting me? That would be the
You know what?
weirdest thing.
You know how certain occupations they figured out like, oh, this is the perfect age for these
Sea rats.
Well, in this particular industry, I think they should limit it like almost like Hunger Games or no, what's that? Logan's Run. Once you turn 30, they kill you.
Yeah.
In the yachting industry, once you turn 29, you can't be a sea rat anymore.
And is that movie called Logan's Run because a man named Logan
is
runs?
running? Yeah, he's trying to escape the
Because he's
people.
30.
He's 30, and they're going to kill him.
Yeah. So the guests arrive.
How have they not made a remake of that piece of shit?
I didn't even know about it. I just figured it out from context clues.
Yeah, me too. So the guests arrive, getting a bad vibe from them pretty early on. They move through the intros too quickly, implying or unconsciously suggesting
boring.
The truth of the matter, you are help. I don't need to know your name right now. I'm going to move quickly through all of you, and it's shitty, but I kind of admire it. It's pretty boss.
Hey, we're going to talk about the mutiny on the boat. Really drama-filled with Kyle and Natalia teaming up and basically saying they're taking a harsh stance. They're no longer going to make Smurf blowjob shots.
Yeah.
I love what's going on here because, as we mentioned and all agreed upon, Natasha has no redeeming qualities, so her subordinates rising up is going to be enjoyable for all of us to watch because we're all in agreement.
Yeah, no,
we don't like her.
It would seem that they are staging a possible coup d'etat, and I only mention this because of what's going to come up with Steven later. But these ladies,
the dildo.
Yes, the ladies are taking a tour, and they're talking about how they get all riled up when they watch Twilight, and they're yelling about coming and whatnot, and. The reaction to Steven later on in the episode I found to be very, very problematic.
Yeah, it's a piece of plastic, ladies.
Everybody calm down,
I don't know, because I just don't think it's apples to apples, like them talking about fucking... What are you...
She's talking about coming.
But yeah, but they're flicking their bean to a PG movie, so they're not going to be into the vibrator. That's quite the leap.
We'll get to it. So... before we get to lunch, we talk about...
They're not talking about Peter North just fucking...
Shooting ropes.
Yeah, fucking...
Okay, all right. I think that's also a false equivalency, but we'll get there. So, before we get to lunch, let's quickly talk about this 26-year-old getting Botox. Thank you, Kardashians. Thank you very much. And remember that you don't have enough money for it to take, right? Kylie looked like the well ghost in The Ring, and now looks like, I don't know, someone who would be filmed eating out Adam 22's asshole. You can't achieve those heights. You don't have enough money. So please stop putting shit in your face when you're 26. You're all beautiful. Stop.
Who did it?
It's just this 26-year-old.
But who did it? Who are you talking about?
I don't know. Someone in the blue.
One of the charter guests.
Yeah.
Okay, because I don't know if they're career women. I thought it was like Natasha or Natalia or something that was talking about it, and like you got to keep the looks so you can get snatched up by one of these people.
Is 26 too young to get Botox?
Well, what they would argue, the Kardashians, I've actually heard them make this point, is that by doing it early, it actually is preventative. The wrinkles never come.
Yeah, because then your skin probably gets all it's like if you lose a bunch of weight and you have excess if you don't do it, but if you just keep up with it, then
are you saying there's merit to getting Botox at 26?
Well, I do Botox, so who am I to talk?
Is there a downside of doing Botox, or it just goes away?
Yeah, it just wears off after 3 months.
There's no
People have been doing it for 20 years. I don't know. I think we'd know by now.
Mm-hmm.
It is. All right. Well, agree to disagree. I'm
not saying they should do it, but maybe it's a strategic move to pull in a whale.
Don't fuck with your face. Okay, so let's get to lunch, but before we do, let's talk about something that can make you great lunches too.
Green Chef.
Green Chef.
Yourself.
Pat, what's going on with Green Chef?
Well, it saved my marriage.
Yeah.
I think I told this story on APS. The one time my wife sends me out, she's going to make us chicken tacos, but she refuses to make rice and beans. So she dispatched me to go out to Cactus Taqueria. 2 minutes later, I'm arguing with another patron there like an idiot. But I recorded them, so it's a good podcasting. But what would have avoided that whole thing is what we do 3 times a week, which is we make Green Chef together.
And what is Green Chef? It's a CCOF certified meal kit company. They make eating well easy with plans to fit every single lifestyle, okay? Choose from all 24 recipes weekly with the option to mix and match from different preferences, i.e. order vegan one day, keto the next. Do you. Green Chef is the #1 meal kit for eating well with dinners that work for you, not the other way around. Fat and fit meals, Fast and fit meals are under 700 calories and ready in 25 minutes or less. I mean, come on, you can't beat that. And also Green Chef is sustainable. 100% of their seafood meets the Monterey Bay Aquarium Seafood Watch rankings of certified best choice or good alternative.
What?
Yeah. So, with personal experiences out of the way, I think it's time to give you the URL. Go to greenchef.com/belowdeck135 and use code belowdeck135 to get $135 off across 5 boxes, and your first box ships free. Again, that is greenchef.com/belowdeck135. Use promo code belowdeck135 to get $135 off across 5 boxes, and your first box ships free. Green Chef, it is the #1 meal kit for eating well. So we have our first taste of elevated California here. Dave wants to show off his culinary skills and is going to elevate California. Now, how do you do that? Well, first he took a pop shot at deconstruction, and we've all taken the piss out of that trend in the culinary arts,
It was nice to hear someone in the trenches agree with us and say he said it pretty funny.
Yeah, no, he totally did. But Elevated Californian it's Alice Waters, okay? It's Michael Chiarello. Do you remember Michael Chiarello?
Remind me.
I do remember you saying
Food
the name.
Network. Okay, so it's essentially Napa. It's fava beans over open flame. It's Santa Maria barbecue. It's in season. Sunchokes. But luckily for Dave and for these women with expensive taste, the food they want is just brunch at Pump. That's all they want. And that is what Dave is going to give them. First up is avocado toast with goat cheese.
Oh.
There's some olives. It actually does look pretty fantastic. But once again, I have not been given enough Bravo. There is some type of grilled fish. What is that? It might be Alice. It might be Alice. But I don't know what it is. So for that reason, I give this meal 76 pots. Now,
I do think Dave is really being unfairly punished by Bravo's negligence this season.
film him.
Yeah, yeah.
100%. So, do you guys want to break down this whole I have a hug for you moment? I mean, we kind of took a...
just what a bitch.
Well, Dave with a fresh spray tan and a better disposition, relationships sometimes enhance our hearts and our souls and sometimes destroy them. She's destroyed his heart. But I think he's looking good, and she wants in, and this is just a little tester. And just like that, this little bitch, he's like, he's back to being desperate and pathetic.
Yeah, so green face throw up emoji, actually, for me, Dave speaks on the option that is always there, quote unquote, her breaking up with her boyfriend and falling into his arms. Dave, you have failed to grow, Padawan. You are fucked. You're in the same place you were when this whole thing kicked off. It's not good.
Quick personal story. So this girl D that I was dating, right? Hot and heavy for a month, and then we were supposed to go to a Thanksgiving dinner at her house, and she doesn't call me the day before. Then she calls me that Friday, says, I'm not feeling it anymore, and I was a desperate little bitch. 3 weeks of calls, trying to get her back. Then I ignore her for the next 3 weeks, and she walks up to me, grabs my arm and says, "Can I have a kiss?" And I said, "No."
Okay.
And it was back on.
All right.
She was haunting me.
All right.
She was stopping at my place of work to see if I was there.
Let's talk about
She'd call me and ask me if we could have lunch. I'd say no.
Nice.
Dave, come on, take a page from the Book of Patty.
Well, it's not called the Book of Patty. It's called...
Cracking the Code, How to Close More Ass for Less Money.
Right, cracking the code.
You have 2 pieces of content that would just be giant treats for our Patreon audience at patreon.com/Another Podcast Network, and that is the pilot of Tour Wars, your reality TV show when you used to run Hollywood Boulevard with your tour company, and
let's not forget the cast of characters: the angry Tunisian.
There's an Armenian guy in there, and then there was
Did you call him the Wolverine or something? What was he called?
The Devil.
The Devil of Hollywood Boulevard. Yeah. So that's there. We also have this.
Was that picture that I sent you guys terrifying?
I don't want to talk about it.
Oh, okay.
And also, of course, the book.
Yeah.
Cracking the Code, How to Close Ass for Less Money.
Yep.
So, more ass.
More ass.
Penguin Random House, hurry up. People are clamoring. So let's talk about the beach setup. After Tosh says that she wants to go back to the 70s, a decade, about the thing that she loves more than anything, skin in the game, political reform and protest. No, but I'm kidding. It's partying. She loves the partying part of the 70s. So beach setup. Z notices that Storm is all over the place, and dare I say, Z might be getting the ick.
This is one of Storm's first of many tests as bosun. The dragon he must slay is this 9-chaired beach set.
Yeah.
Shut up, Storm.
Yeah.
Shut up.
I love that. So, Aurora tells a very Florida State tale about throwing up in solo cups, and then we head to the beach. Now, what do we think about this beach setup? It's 8/9 directors, chairs, and a bunch of rocks that spell help. It's very weird to me.
I thought it said home.
Dave is prepping for an evening of tapas. He speaks of San Sebastian, one of the power nodes of the culinary world, home to restaurants like El Bulli and, Ferran Adria and stuff like that. But this doesn't seem to be the most pared down meal that the interior was looking for. It seems like it's going to be a lot of things, but we'll find out later that it's just steak on spoons. But we'll talk about it. So let's get to the elegant desserts and the twerking. The ladies are going to be eating s'mores, and the big issue is that the charter guests are still ashore when the sun goes down. Now, I was going to shit on them for serving these people s'mores, but they requested it in the preference sheet.
Were they deconstructed?
No, they were actually elevated mallows.
Open face.
Yeah.
Open face.
I saw a couple closed.
Which is not... Oh, really?
Yeah, I saw a couple closed.
Hey, I'll say this, s'mores, you guys have probably been to my house. That's the one way we'd end a party. Have you guys ever enjoy our s'mores?
No, I leave before.
Oh, yeah, you're out of here.
I've been there.
Yeah. A s'more, if you haven't had one in a while, it's wonderful. There's something wonderful about mashing that burning marshmallow with some Hershey chocolate.
You like a s'more, huh?
Crackers. I just think it's things that people, it's so delightful. People don't think to do it. They do it like every 10 years.
Yeah.
But no, it's like it's something wonderful. You should do at least once a year, I think.
Yeah, I
do it with the kids after watching a movie.
In La Crosse, Wisconsin, which many times when we're here and we talk about the metropolitan LA area, it sounds like Lake Wobegon. But when I go back, they often have bonfires and are making s'mores. It's a tradition. As
old as tradition.
What is the fucking Augusta one? I wanted to say that. But
the Augusta one.
Like a tradition unlike any other.
Oh, yeah. Bum, bum, bum. All right, so.
But I've just never had the patience to fucking really golden brown my mallow like I really want to.
Exactly what I was going to say. I always stick it in, burn it to a crisp. The middle is still hard. The outside is carbon monoxide. And for that reason, I don't enjoy s'mores.
I've also had a lifelong battle with stickiness, and they are a big
despise stickiness.
They've caused that for years against me. So that stuff.
I don't like foods that dirty your hand. Not a big wings guy. Not a big s'mores guy.
Why don't you tell children the Easter Bunny doesn't exist? You too.
I'm just saying, enjoy it, but you're gonna be sticky, you little fucker.
Okay, so Jason heads over to deliver the news to Sandy and to Storm. And Storm is evidently not thrilled with the way that the news was delivered, like Jason's goddamn Brad Pitt or something. This didn't amount to anything. And a Storm, what is the big deal here?
He needs his subordinates to run up to him face to face, salute, and give him the news from aboard Captain Sandy's ship.
Right. So,
shut up, Storm.
Let's get back to the boat. Kyle is slaying again, despite his heart longing for Frank. And we have to get to another really important bit of Sea-Rat history. Dave is bald. And he didn't always, throughout the package, we learned that he didn't always used to be bald. He used to have hair. But he shaved it, but one time he let it grow, and it was long in the front. So, moving on.
You're making fun of this tidbit, but this really endeared myself to Dave. It showed me production likes him. They gave some jokes. He was having fun with it, and I think he's going to close more ass for less money.
Well, as far as backstories, too, I mean, I'd rather hear, he used to have hair than... his father used to beat his mother with a bone in front of his
Robbers did that,
or
actually.
Or his dad was gunned down in Mogadishu, who fucking tried to fix the healthcare system.
Or his sister was gunned down in Michigan.
Let's get to the 70s party, and Yeah, that was a tough one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was just in a car, and like 4 people came up with machine guns and just painted the fucking car.
Yeah, it's like the end of Training Day, but it happened to
a white girl.
It's so sad. Not because of that. So let's get to the 70s party and to dinner. Garden of pickled vegetables and flowers. Watermelon gazpacho in the middle of the plate. This is a stunning plate of food. It is well constructed, and it is elevated California. This is Alice, But next up is a bit of a fucking car crash. We've got shiso, sour mango linguine, sashimi, and ginger. Got a branding problem straight out of the gate. I don't think sour mango linguine sounds all that appetizing, but I fear that with the shiso and the sour mango and the ginger, the flavor of the dish and the fish is a tad all over the place. And we follow this up with a horrendously plated steak dish, wagyu and mushrooms on a silver cereal spoon. And Tosh was wanting these people to be full so that the night could end early. But after these 3 bites of food, dinner is in fact over. 81 pots. I thought it was, it was good, but it did not succeed in shutting the women down. The espresso martinis in wine glasses won't help either. I mean, come on, guys. Get the right glassware for these kinds of things. I mean, you can't be pouring people goblets of fucking espresso martinis. The head's not as sexy.
It's not sexy at all.
God. So they're ready to party, and they are ready for Steven.
Or are they?
Or are they? Which I think it's a cock that I don't know if Kyle's milked himself with or if Tosh has borrowed it to pleasure herself above Dave while he cries. But regardless, the guests are now going to be drinking out of it. Kyle says, hey, I don't know if you've read the room right. And that turned out to be very, very true. We mentioned it earlier, but what's wrong with y'all prudes? Okay, you were throwing up in solo cups, talking about coming a few hours ago. Now you can't lick the tip of a beautiful salted pink cock.
All talk, no walk.
I mean,
I'm just on the
God.
other.
All talk, no cock.
Fucking feelings you've never felt before when you're watching Edward Cullen on the big screen is not the same as wanting to drink out of some fucking vibrator that Kyle was in Kyle's ass.
We don't know that.
We don't know that. I could have ended that sentence myriad different ways, and I wish I would have.
Well, let's try it again.
A dildo. Drinking out of a dildo. I don't even have to add the...
Yeah. Do you want to try it again?
I'm going to say the whole thing.
Yeah.
Feeling feelings you never felt before after seeing Edward Cullen on the silver screen isn't the same as drinking out of a dildo.
Yeah, no. I take your point, but also, hey, Pat.
Yeah.
A lot of talk.
No cock.
No cock. So, Kyle says, hey, said that. So, what? Said that too. So, let's get to Kyle and Jason. They're both
the guests go to bed. Thank God.
Yes, thank God. So, they're both having a tough time with their respective teams. And we get a little C-Rat history with Indiana J. He can sew, showed him sewing. He can sail, showed him sailing. He can juggle, showed him doing a very poor job with paddleball. It's kind of out of place, the rest of the, things.
I didn't notice it, but man,
one of these things is not like the other,
and
in that he's not doing the thing that he's saying he's good at.
I wanted to see him on the floor of like Wall Street, where they're all looking at the TVs and throwing paper everywhere.
Right.
They didn't have that shot.
Soy, bye.
Okay, so Storm and Natalia have a little snuggle and chat about Chef and Tosh. They're a little off the mark on him realizing that it's over, but let's get past this very anticlimactic moment to get to the next day.
Next day.
Tosh gets another 75 texts from the cheater and enlists the help of her sister to tell him to stop. Yeah, this is just very, I don't know, it just screams toxic.
So who was
me.
she? I was confused by this. So who was she complaining about? Was she complaining about Dave or the psycho boyfriend?
The psycho boyfriend all of
Okay.
a sudden was texting her mean things. And like Dylan said, for some reason she pointed out to her sister to stop texting.
It's just really, really weird to me. I don't know. Maybe it's more normal than, maybe they have that kind of relationship. I don't know.
Hopefully Natasha's sister isn't anything like fucking Eaton Ash's sister.
Yeah, because Eaton Ash's sister was very competitive with her. over men. So let's get to the next, the chat between Storm and Sandy. Nick, you mentioned this last week. Storm is great at being a decky. You know, if you need him to do something, he'll do it with aplomb. But not good at being bosun yet. And in fact, he's kind of giving everybody the ick. You know?
There are really, really good PAs out there.
Yeah.
They shouldn't be director.
No. So the ladies arrive for yoga on an island, and Dave tussles with one of the most infuriating materials ever made, plastic wrap. My two sworn enemies in the culinary world, plastic wrap and lemon seeds. Why do we still have lemons and lemon seeds? There's so many other citruses, they don't have seeds. But lemon, you have to use in so many things, and there are seeds in it. Just please, someone genetically modify the fucking seeds out of these lemons.
They have. You can buy seedless lemons.
Where?
I don't know.
I don't think you can.
You sure?
I would find that shocking. You see this watermelon? I mean,
I know. That's why it's so infuriating.
I don't like too much citrus flavor either. Generally.
Yeah. So we end with a disaster, though. The anchors are tied together, and Storm's idea is to risk his life.
Wow.
In a perfectly timed kickoff of the anchor as the opposing one falls deeper and deeper in to the leagues of the ocean.
You lose a fucking arm, this hero.
Yeah.
How fucking crazy would it be if they show up next episode and his body just got torn apart, Storm's dead, and we haven't even heard about
He'd still be talking about his job. Like, all right, will you shut... Someone put some gauze over his fucking mouth so he'll shut up.
I feel like, hey, listen, we all love Storm, man. We'd love to have him on the show,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Oh, I love to talk to
But
Storm. Shut up.
Okay. Yeah. Well, yeah. If we want to have him on, we'd be talking more.
You can talk to your...
Come on, guys. All right. So jump to the iTunes ratings and reviews. Leave 5 stars, kind words. Go to patreon.com for ad-free episodes. Join us on Facebook. Join us on YouTube. Nick and Brian are doing a fantastic job over there. Subscribe, like, comment. Tell your friends. We love you. We'll see you next week. I'm Dylan saying goodbye. Nick, say goodbye.
Bon voyage.
Pat, say goodbye.
Later, dudes.